You know, I filmed this a couple of times and I pissed my ass off because of the first match. But I want to make this clear, as you see from the title. They finally did something that is the most profound thing I will be reviewing from AEW. This is the most profound, where they have made a decision to go in a different direction. At least so far. Does not mean it will happen. It's just so far it looks like they're going to go in a certain direction. But let's talk about this right now. It ain't going to be a very long review, because the one thing I'm going to talk about is what happened at the end of the show. First match, the Eliminator match. Fletcher versus Swerve Strickland, which angered me. If anybody saw my NXT review, you know the reason I was mad was because the last match of the show, where we were going to have Ilya Dragunov possibly go off to the main roster. There's a very strong chance he's done with NXT. And a newly minted Trick Williams. Instead of giving us a regular match with no commercials, because all the commercials you saw, so many, you had a commercial in it, which angered me. It was still a great moment for Trick. It was still a great moment for Ilya Dragunov, but it was so stupid that they were willing to go there with commercials when they shouldn't. It was this. It wasn't because they couldn't just put them all in the very beginning of the show. No. They just did it because they wanted to make sure they got money for the commercials. Now here, Swerve Strickland. I'm telling you this. Hearing him being the first black African American, like the first Jewish AEW champion, the first Samoan AEW champion, then we got the first black AEW champion, where the other two were barely mentioned. You had to hear MJF say it multiple times before anyone even cared. Before they even cared. And they never did even one bit with a Samoan Joe, saying that he's the first Samoan. It has to be black. Now, as someone who's half black, I'm also glad that finally someone was black to get it. But I'm actually kind of frustrated because you make it so emphasizing and so stereotypical that a black person has to be so heavily spotlighted over any other race. Because they ain't doing that for the Spanish. And they're not going to be doing that for a Samoan. They didn't. And the first Jewish one, you had to really push it hard to make it mean something, particularly when they went to the Jewish Foundation and everything. So, that pissed me off. But I'm not taking anything from it. I'm glad it happened. But why in the bluest of blue fucks would you honestly give Swerve Strickland an Eliminator match when you're about to show the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship near the end of the show? Why would you not leave it for next week or the week after so Swerve could have his moment? No. He gets a match. A workhorse champion bullshit. They did not think. That's not how you treat your world champion, making him open up the damn show with Kyle Fletcher, who I'm not against. He's the current AEW television champion, I believe. No, pure champion. I think he's the AEW pure champion. I can't remember right now. I think he is. But it's not the point. It could have been anyone who is substantial, and it would have still been wrong. Because Swerve deserved better than that. One of the things AEW screws up so much is that they want to make it so match-based that they forget about story. Swerve just won the damn title. Instead of you making him special and prop him up and building him up, no, you just throw him into a match. Yeah, he won. Of course he was going to win. There's no way Fletcher was going to get a title match. He was not going to get one. But still, that pissed me off. And then worse, where's Samoa Joe? I would have thought if he's going to have that match, at least they would show him during the night and eventually screw up a Swerve Strickland so when they go into the next pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, there'll be something. No sign of Samoa Joe. What was the point? Let's move on quickly because I just spoke 4 minutes on it and didn't deserve it, even though I still love Swerve. Anna Jay versus Shirikata. I believe her name is Shirikata. I'm probably mispronouncing her. Mien or Mia? Mien. I think Mien Shirikata. She's been wrestling for 5 years. She knows Mariah May from Stardom. Is she a great wrestler? She looks alright. Standard wrestler. From the Soji. What is that? Soji or Sojo? Style of wrestling. And there's nothing wrong with it. Look, Io Shirai, Asuka. We got Hikaru Shida, Emily Sakura. All those good women wrestlers, which I don't have a problem with, but the problem I got in AEW, they never booked them right. So we got another Japanese wrestler showing up as a debut, which I didn't have a problem with. And I'm not going to tell you she ain't good looking. Dude. When you see her running at Anna Jay, who's a damn sexy looking woman, I'm going like, she's not bad in the ring. She has some charisma. She's having attitude. But, I'm sorry, the problem I see with her is not her charisma or anything. It's her ring attire. Because her ring attire needs to be adjusted. Because look, there's a different way of thinking in Japan compared to the United States. If I notice this, other people are going to notice it. I'm just saying. Because the girl is not pigeon-chested. She's not small-chested. She got something there. She got these. And I do believe that people will start emphasizing that as a Japanese wrestler, her titties are bigger than normal. Now, I'm saying this because we still don't know who she is. We still don't know what type of character she's going to have. If she's going to have a character, or even she can speak English or not. We still don't know. This is what we got. We got a decently good wrestler from Stardom, who's known by Mariah May, who beat Anna Jay, who looked like she wasn't even fully doing it right. And I'm being honest here. Anna Jay, I've seen her wrestle for over a few years now. I know her style. She was not fond of this match. I could tell. Her body work showed she was not into it. She lost the match. But in the end, when it was all over, and you see Mariah May coming into Shikata, about to give her some bubbly to drink, she was put into a headlock, and that was Mariah May. And we get Tasteless Toni Storm. My Toni Storm coming out to defend her. Not Shikata, I believe her name is. I'm still trying to learn. Shikata. But it felt like this didn't feel right. One, this new wrestler has character, but we don't know where they're going to go with her. Then you see Anna Jay. And honestly, she doesn't look like she was happy to even do the job. And yes, she had the moment afterward so she can choke out a Mariah May so she can go to Toni Storm. But it felt off. For me, it felt off. I'm sure you loved it. I'm sure of it. But for me, seeing all that stuff, the new wrestler who is more heavier chested than normal, who's jiggling all over the place, which kind of is surprising. And she had some character, which I'm not against. But then I'm thinking, what are they going to do with her? They never do anything with their Japanese wrestlers. So is she going to work with Toni Storm? Is she going to work with Mariah May and Toni Storm? No. We saw nothing from her from Toni Storm. Toni Storm didn't even recognize her. She just grabbed Mariah May. So I'm not sure where they're going here. Let's move on. The third match, the Casino Gauntlet match. Now we had 8 people that managed to come out. Jay White, Dante Martin, Penta, O'Reilly, who else was here? Will Ospreay, Archer, Commander, and Jay Lethal. Before it was all over, and it was Will Ospreay who won. Let me tell you this. I'm like, for the International Championship, why not the TNT Championship? Why is it an international one? What happened to Adam Copeland? Why wasn't he spotlighted here? Isn't his title more important than the International Championship? Why isn't this gauntlet for him? No. We get it for a Roderick Strong, which I'm not against. But what are they going to do with Adam Copeland? What are they doing? They're Cope Open again? When he should get his own type of tournament or something so he could be spotlighted. No, we get this. And it wasn't bad. But then when you look at all the people in there, was only one person that made the best sense. And that was Will Ospreay. Dante Martin's good, but he was not going to be pushed. Jay White, he's part of the Undisputed Trios Championship, which they still don't have a unified title yet. Maybe they will do it at Double or Nothing. They'll finally have one new title to get rid of the other two, which I'm hoping does not happen like what happened in WWE, and they just keep the titles on one group of guys for a little while, and then they split them off again, which would be stupid. But that's why Jay White wasn't going to get anywhere. Kyle O'Reilly, yeah, he's already had his moment, and it wouldn't be bad if he does it again, but I don't expect him to do that. Then we have Will Ospreay that I did expect was going to win. Then you look at Lance Archer was just thrown in there because they needed a big guy there. That's it. I didn't expect him to get anywhere. And guess what? Commander took his ass out through 2 tables. As he was about to get powerbombed, what happened? He literally gets thrown because of a Hurricane Rana into 2 tables and he's taken out. Seriously, why is Lance Archer still working for AEW? What is the point of Lance Archer but to be a big guy there that does nothing? He has been there for years and he has basically choked on every important match there is. Put him in a standard match, he looks dominant. But when it's time to really get the business done, as John Cena says in the five questions of the champ, he was a choke artist. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll say with Lance Archer, he's a damn choke artist. He can't get nothing done. Why do I care about him? I don't. I don't care about Lance Archer, not because he's a hack in the ring. He's a great wrestler in the ring for a big guy. He has a great presence. He can talk. But they do nothing with him but job him out when they need him and then make him look dominant when they want to make him look something. It's trash. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Moxley versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Let's get this done. Did I like the match? It was fine. Did I think Hobbs was going to win? No. Did I believe that he was going to be beaten by pass out? No, I thought he was just going to get knocked out. I didn't think he was going to get passed out. I didn't think he was going to get a bulldog choke and just pass out. But he did. So they did protect him in that way, which is good to see. At least some big guys, not the big guys, at least someone like Hobbs, they did decide to protect. But I wasn't surprised. Now, Kateska is now stepping up to the plate, and he's getting his shot because it looks like the IWGP title will be defended on AEW TV as well as New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is going to be fine if you didn't have your world champion open the damn show when he shouldn't open the damn show. I'm going to make this clear. The world champion of AEW should not be opening up a damn show in an eliminator match. I don't give a fuck if you like the match. It's bullshit. He shouldn't even been on the show. They should do something special for him the next week and then set him up going into Double or Nothing. No, you throw him on the damn show. And if you say, well, dude, it has to be a setup, that just shows how bad Tony is. I don't care. It looks bad. Because you see WWE right now, whether you like it or not, they're not making their champions look like bitches. They're not. I may not 100% agree with all the booking that happens on both companies, and that is Raw and SmackDown. Not talking about NXT. You know how I am in NXT. It's been booked very well by a Shawn Michaels. But when it comes to Triple H, he is at least trying to protect his champions, at least make them into something like a Sami Zayn, like a Cody Rhodes. I'm just saying that's at least something like a Logan Paul. They are doing them correctly. I'm not saying they're doing great, but they are doing them 101 correct. But I don't agree with it. I just don't. Chris Jericho saying that as the FTW champion, he is the world championship. What did he say? For the world championship. That's what he's calling it. And Taz doesn't like it. And Hook is at home. He's not allowed to come because he's not functioning correctly after getting the bat to the face. So, that was fine. seeing that Chris Jericho is still doing the learning tree, now he's being called Chris Jericho, the learning tree. Kind of like what happened with Adam Copeland back in NXT. He is part of the learning tree. Fine, I don't care. It's alright. Now you get Big Bull coming out. And I'm going like, Big Bill, why? And he wants to join the learning tree. So, we now have Big Bill, who basically is not doing anything. And since possibly Ricky Starks is either injured, or he's not there right now, or he's working or he's just sitting in the back, we got Big Bill going into a storyline with Chris Jericho dealing with Hook. Now, here's the thing for me personally. Do I want to see the storyline? Yeah. Do I want to see Hook get back the FTW Championship? For a short time, yes. Who do I think should get the FTW Championship after a Hook? The only person I can think of would be Danny Garcia. Give him a title to deal with for a little while and then move on. I don't think it would be good for Orange Cassidy. It would make sense if it was Darby Allin, but he still has a broken foot. So he can't do anything until he comes back. If he comes back, I wouldn't mind seeing him as the FTW champion. So, there you go. Now, let's close about that. Let me give it to you like this. Oh, almost forgot. Let's be simple with Willow Nightingale, the CEO of Mercedes Moné, and the entourage of Hathaway and a Chris Statlander. Did I like the segment? It wasn't bad. Do I believe it's Chris Statlander who attacked a Mercedes Moné? Yes. I do believe it was her. I don't believe it was Willow. I don't believe that Mercedes faked it. I do believe it's Chris Statlander. Are they trying to set this up that Chris is going to keep screwing over a Willow Nightingale and then she's going to lose the title and they're going to have a feud? Yes, because look what happened at the end after they both had their nice talk. You got Willow making it very clear that she felt guilty about what happened with the IWGP Women's Championship, but she don't feel guilty when it comes to the TBS title when they're at Double or Nothing. And then when you see Chris grab the arm of the CEO and she flips around and basically smacks the taste out of the mouth of a Willow Nightingale, I am not having a problem with it. That's at least decent to good booking. That's good. Not great, but it's good. I'm fine with it. Let's just hope they continue giving dissension inside the camp of Willow Nightingale. When it comes to Chris, when it comes to Hathaway, I'm hoping that's where they're going to go with it. Now, let's make this very clear. The closing of the show with Jack Perry. I'm going to tell you. The opening of the show pissed me off. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't. It did. Did I feel right about the gauntlet? No. What happened to the TNT Championship? There's nothing there. I'm getting mad. Then you have the IWGP title, and we will have Kateska dealing with Moxley, but you opened the damn show with your champion who they just minted, and he looked bad, and I don't care what you say. You can leave comments below saying, oh, I don't understand why you're getting upset. I'm saying I'm upset because it was wrong. It was wrong. But still, this was not a great show for me personally. It had good stuff in it, but the opening ruined it until the segment that closed the show. Jack Perry comes out. He talks about how much he loves AEW and he gave everything for this company. But he calls out Tony. He says, look, we don't always agree and we had our problems, but look, you know I love this company and I gave everything I could. Shake my hand and reinstate me, please. Let's bury the hatchet. So Tony Khan comes in, shakes the hand, raises the hand. Well, more likely a Jack Perry raises his hand and then nails him into the solar plexus with his mic. Now, the Elite comes out with Okada. No problem. That's good. And then something flashed through my head when I saw Mac and Nick holding Tony in the arms. Holding each arm. And I'm thinking, are they going to give him an EV? They're going to give it to him? Are they going to give him an EVP? Are they really going to do it? Because I felt that they're going to nail this man. I knew the way they were holding him, and Okada was acting the way he was, they want to nail him. And I thought, are they fully understanding that they're about to pull the trigger on something that is badly needed in AEW? And then basically, they pile drive him. They do the assist pile drive. And everyone comes out. Everyone's saying, what the hell you did? And even Tony's own father comes out. Tony Khan's own dad comes out going, what the hell is going on here? He even gets involved in it. And then they fade. And you see not only Elite, almost forgot, not only do you see the Elite, you see Jack Perry with them. Here's what we just got. I want to explain the face of AEW. Let's make this clear. It was not MJF. It was not Moxley. It's not Swerve Strickland. It's not anyone in the main roster from the men or the women. It's always been Tony Khan. It doesn't make a difference if you don't like it or not. Tony has been the face of the company, not just on screen, how he always involves how they got to mention his name at least once or twice during the entire show easily. He's the one who does the scrums. It's not the EVPs. He's the one who tweets on Twitter, X, now X. He's the one who does all he does. He's the one who authorized the video to be released, not the Bucks, him. He is the one that everyone knows is the issue here. And as long as he was the face of the company, and he was the face of the company, they would never go forward. There's always going to be some level of controversy when it comes to him. Now they've eliminated him on TV. They have eliminated him. And now what they're going to do, if I'm correct, because they're going to probably state in a contract, if anything goes wrong with the guy who owns the company, they will work on his behalf. And that will be Matt and Nick. And possibly returning Kenny Omega. Because he is coming back next week. I don't know if he's going to be involved in it. Hopefully he's perfectly fine. He's healthy now. Because he had the same thing as a Brock Lesnar did. But if this is what I believe it's going to be, you will have the Bucks, possibly with Kenny Omega and Okada and Jack Perry, running AEW. And Tony is eliminated at this moment. Now, if they're smart to do kayfabe, Tony will not tweet. He will not be in the back. He will not be anywhere when the camera is shown in the back. He will not tweet anything. He will not be seen. He will not do any interviews. He will just disappear. That is the best option AEW will have. Yes, he could still be in the back, but as long as he's not filmed, he doesn't tweet, he doesn't do anything, it will help the company immensely. He could still work with Peppermint. He could still work with the new guy who came in from WWE. I can't remember his name. Moreau or something, I think that was his name. I can't remember. You can look it up for yourself. But the point is, Tony has been the face of this company. It doesn't make a difference if you like it or not. It doesn't make a difference. I like it. He has always been the most important person there. They always mention his name. He's always mentioned when there's an important thing. It's not the EVPs who does it. It's not the wrestlers who do it. It's not even the commentators or the interviewers who does it. It's always him. And that was the major issue. It is always about Tony, no matter if he's not trying to make it about him. If he understood what has been going on, and someone finally said, you got to go off TV. He said, I'm not on TV. No, you are on TV. You're always mentioned. You got to be eliminated. After all the controversy with Punk, what's been going on when it comes to everything else that's been mentioned, you got to disappear for a while. We need to have this company look like you're gone. And we can bring you back later. Because they're going to bring him back later. Guys, they will bring him back. Eventually, he will come back and he will be seen in the back or he'll be seen on screen. He will go up against the Bucks and Okada and possibly Jack Perry. Particularly Jack hurt him. He will show up. And if they're smart, they will not rush this. They will not spend about 1 or 2 or 3 months. They need to spend it almost an entire year to get this done. Nearly a year needs to be developed for this to happen. Keep him off TV. Let him stay away for a while, then bring him back, and then culminate this in something of a match where he's shown, and they put him in a good light. And hopefully, as this is done, the work in the back with Peppermint and new people brought in, hopefully we will get a better product in the long run. But this is still a question if it will be done. They've now laid the groundwork for this. Does it mean they will go for it? I hope. But this is just me. Peace.